This is Sunil with the Oradell Sports Roundup. This morning, I'm happy to be speaking with Eric Raimondi, a junior at River Dell High School, starting on the Golden Hawks varsity lacrosse and football teams, and committed to Drew University in Madison, New Jersey. Once again, Drew, thank you for the opportunity. Great to be, Eric. Great to be speaking with you, and congrats on again your commitment to Drew University and your success playing on the varsity lacrosse and football teams.
Thank you. Yep, I'm really excited for this interview today.
Yeah, no, definitely. And so right off the bat, Eric, just in terms of committing to Drew University, what made it the perfect fit for you? I just wanted to, find out from you about that.
Yeah, so actually, my freshman year, I played at a showcase, and the coach of my showcase team was Coach Lytle, the head coach at Drew University. And
Okay.
ever since then, I've been building a relationship with Coach Lytle. I got out to see a couple games. The atmosphere there is electric. The guys there are all great guys. They're all focused, dedicated. They have their goals set. The campus at Drew is beautiful, and I'm just really looking forward to the team's motives. Like they're ready to grind, and it's a really great atmosphere. And that's just what sold me on Drew.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And before we came on there, we were talking about the facilities there, the Ranger Stadium. I'm sure, Eric, that's something you're definitely amped up about, and looking forward to playing on that field.
For sure. Yeah, it's going to be a great time. I'm really excited.
That's great. Hey, let's talk about in your junior year at River Dell High School. Absolutely flourishing on the varsity, lacrosse team. You tallied your 100th career point in the regular season opener, 13-6 win against Nutley. I'm sure, I said just absolutely bucket list item, just for you, the pinnacle in terms of playing lacrosse for Riverdale. What did that mean to you personally here, Eric?
It meant a lot. I definitely could not have done it without the guys around me. Every single day, they're pushing me in practice to work harder and be the best version of myself. And when uh, I hit that 100th point, it was really a team thing. The
Hmm.
guys, we all celebrated it. It was a great experience, and we're all just looking forward to continue to succeed and thrive as a team.
That's great. Hey, just talking about the expectations, for this team. You guys are off to set a solid start here. Again, coming off last year's, again, immensely, successful, season, being able to excel, win a BIT, championship. Had a bunch of seniors graduate, but again, retaining, a significant core, for this year, and the fact that you coming back as well. What did that, just in terms of, I'm sure having that cohesiveness and that chemistry as well here, Eric.
Yeah, so we did lose some solid seniors, but we still have very high standards for ourselves. We have a
Yeah.
large freshman class, and this might be the most freshmen that have ever been playing, but the standards remain very high. We still look
Yeah.
to go far, hopefully in the county tournament this year,
Yeah.
not just the BIT, and we look forward
Hmm.
to making a big run in the States. Every day at practice, we just have that mindset in the back of our minds that we want to be the best we can, do everything we can. So, coming off of a loss against Westwood that has a lot of fire under us, we're ready to come out firing against the next teams we're playing.
Yeah, you're off to an outstanding start here, Eric. 10 goals, 3 assists, 13 points. Again, 4 goals, 1 assist in the 11-4 win over Fairlawn in the home opener. Playing that midfielder position. Just you picked up where you left off from last season, so I'm sure that building up that confidence and not losing a step. Just describe, how, I mean, just again, being locked in that groove as well.
Yeah, so in practice every day, I get to go up against a defender, Henry Arturi, and another
Hmm.
defender, Ryan McNeil. They push me to be ready for anyone. When I'm dodging against them every day in practice, and I'm going against the defensive Riverdale, it gets me so prepared for come game time. And the guys around me, I 100% can trust. They have me feeling very confident, knowing that they're going to help create space. They're going to be open when needed, and I just have we as a team have so much confidence um, built in, and that's just what helps me succeed individually, but us succeed as a team.
Yeah, no, definitely. Plus having, your goalkeeper, Nicky Gallo, said, who is just again been fantastic just in terms of his, key saves and just, again, what he brings to the table and just in terms of, where players need to be, sit on the field, being able to, said throw that ball, and then get you guys into that position, to attack, on the offensive zone. Hey, look, coming off last year's, again, 35 goals, 20 assists, 55 points, scored that game-winning goal in the BIT final against Samoa. I had, we talked about that, a couple of times. I mean, just again, amazing comeback victory, scoring that goal late in the fourth quarter against Samoa. Just in terms of what that, to bring a championship title back to Riverdale and for the lacrosse program, what that again. I'm sure that was just an exhilarating, time and moment for you, Eric.
Yeah, last year, it was definitely a solid season. We're really focusing on bringing Riverdale lacrosse back to where it needs to be.
Hmm.
We reached the largest winning streak last year, of most wins in a row. I believe it was maybe 8 or something, but
Hmm.
um, we're definitely just striving for more. Never satisfied. We want to keep raising our standards each year. Um, and really putting Riverdale lacrosse on the map is behind everyone's mindset every day at practice, every day in film, every game.
Yeah.
And that's just our motivation.
Yeah, it seems like, you really built that foundation your freshman year, going back to 23, 24, 22 goals, 19 assists, 41 points. I'm running, from and when you look back at where you started here in your freshman year, and to see how you've been able to move up the ladder and just be able to, again, see your numbers increase, but just in fact, in terms of uh, displaying that leadership and just, again, offensively, defensively, just being able to affect the game in so many ways. I'm sure you take a lot of pride and joy in that as well, Eric.
For sure. Freshman year, I had great role models that set example for me. For
Hmm.
example, RJ Weiss, Owen
Yeah.
Windrum, Connor Yendel, uh, many people, Liam Boyle, many people on the team. They were
Hmm.
amazing leaders. They set the example on what it's like to be an upperclassman and
Yeah.
represent the people below you. And that's the mindset that me, as well as the other captains, have. We had great role models representing great leadership. Now we want to be those role models representing
Yeah.
great leadership in order to keep Riverdale lacrosse to keep succeeding.
Yeah. Coming full circle here.
Yeah,
Hey, you have again a tremendous coach, head coach in Joe Hammerley. What is Coach Hammerley just meant to you in terms of his leadership style? What is the X's and O's? What he brings, just on the sidelines, for you guys and for you
Coach
personally.
Yeah, Coach Hamley has an amazing lacrosse mind. He definitely keeps us in check. If it's after a big win and the team may be too high on our horses, like he'll bring us
Hmm.
back down to ground level and we'll be focused in. Coach Hamley wants us to be every single player on the team to be the best person they could be. Whether you're all the way the best player on the varsity or you're the worst player on the JV team, he treats everyone the same. He wants them to be the best player they can be. We're grinding every single day. Every day we have that focused mindset with Coach Hammerly, and I'm just so lucky to have him as a coach. The team is so lucky to have him. We condition all the time, and in the moment, it may not be what each player wants, but it pays off. He is an amazing coach, and definitely, Riverdale Lacrosse is very lucky to have him.
Yeah, no, again, that's outstanding to hear. Hey, look, there's a lot that goes. I'm just in terms of the position you play. Uh, when you're out there, I'm wondering, like, what is filtering through your mind, being the midfielder position, and just in terms of being on the same page with the rest of your teammates and what you see out there. Again, just like football, lacrosse is a very, can be a very fast-paced sport. I mean, it can, really flip on a dime. Just to, walk me through those moments and that process as well here, Eric.
Yeah, so as Coach Hamley says, lacrosse is a game of vision and space. So we do have our sets, but we don't want to
Hmm.
be too focused on running an exact play, being
Yeah.
robotic. What we like to do is we like to be loose and just play lacrosse. So we have our sets in, but it's not really like football where we're running this exact play. We kind of just get a feel for things. And the more we not even just practice, like the offensive line, like lineup, we've been playing together all off season, just playing at
Hmm.
DPAC, getting work in that honestly just feels like backyard lacrosse at this point. We just
Yeah.
feel so confident to play with each other and be loose and not be thinking too much. And that's where when we flow our best.
Yeah. Yeah. I think, all those reps, in the off season, they really do matter so much and they count. And then, as you alluded to, once you get into it comes, it becomes second nature once you're out there, in game action. Because, I mean, again, yeah, I was thinking about a lot of in terms of the footwork, the eye coordination. It almost, parallels, in football, going through your reads and progressions as well, agility, mobility. I mean, that's really what it takes, in terms of the physical. Then that again, that mindset, like, on the mental part as well, because that's another thing. It can be, taxing during the course of 4 quarters, Eric. Talk about that how you have to remain, consistent, said each and every game.
Yeah, something that the captains that we try to work on is if we're down, say we get off to a rough start, we always want to bring ourselves back to ground level. If we're down,
Mhm.
we got to bring our team up to ground level. If we're prospering in the beginning of the game, we can't get too high up. We have to
Yeah.
bring ourselves to ground level. So each timeout, each end of a quarter, especially at halftime, we always bring ourselves back, focus, and just try to keep our momentum rolling because it's when we don't succeed, it's either most of the time it's because we're getting too down on ourselves because we're down early or we're
Mhm.
overconfident. So we always focus just one play at a time, one ground ball at a time, one pass at a time, one catch at a time. Just focus on this moment, and that's what helps our team succeed the most.
Yeah, that's wonderful to hear. Okay, I know your numbers are similar in lacrosse and football, so I wanted to ask you, putting that number 21 jersey on, that Hawks jersey, what has that represented to you? Every time you take that field, whether it's a home or away game for you here, Eric.
Yeah, 21 means a lot to me. Freshman year, it was honestly, it was just an open number, and I decided, hey, why not? I was thinking about
Hmm.
switching it sophomore and junior year, and I was like, you know what? I took it freshman year. I'm gonna wear it all 4 years. I want to make this number something special, hopefully to pass it down to someone. It's similar in football. I wear number 22. In football,
Yeah,
every number has a meaning behind it.
yeah.
People like Dylan Connolly, an amazing quarterback,
Hmm.
wore number 22. So
Yeah.
I'm just motivated to wear number 22 in football to represent people like him. So I carried that same mindset with number 21 in lacrosse. Hopefully, someone in the future will wear that um, with the meaning behind it.
Yeah, it's fabulous to hear. Again, just hearing those stories and just the legacy you want to leave behind. And as you mentioned, I mean, Dylan definitely left his stamp on the program. Said and hard to believe that was almost over a decade ago. I want to pivot, obviously, to the varsity football team. Wearing that number 22 Hawks jersey. Last year, just again, a terrific season, for the football team, going 7-4, 2 trophy wins, the Battle of Midland Ave over Paramus, and then the Rumble on the rail against Pascack Valley. I mean, just playing with not only the seniors but just the rest of the team. Again, I think what a 5 game winning streak. I mean, just you guys got off to again that stellar, as I said beginning. I mean, I'm sure that like, week after week, and the fact that you guys, I think knew coming off the year before the success though, that team had the seniors and being able to, at the playoff run, which was just actually magical, and then to be able to come back and again duplicate that, said pretty much. What did that mean to you as well here, Eric?
Definitely in the football season, it meant a lot. There was amazing leaders in football like Zion Yoon and Kane
Hmm.
Lanza. They really showed how to work, what it's like to pretty much make football your life. Like everything you do in the classroom, um, in working out, on the field, off the field, to have
Hmm.
that football mindset of
Yeah.
I need to be focused, I need to do my best. Um, that was a solid season for us, but we're definitely looking for more this
Yeah.
upcoming season. We have that mindset every day in our morning workouts, that we want to continue to progress as a team. We do lose some key players, but I'm very
Yeah.
confident that we will replace and we'll be ready to go this season.
Well, I think the future looks very bright because, having an undefeated freshman team, having some of those guys step up, even from the JV as well, and then you have the returners such as yourself, I think can only bode well, for this team. And obviously playing for, you know, undeniably a Hall of Fame coach in DJ Nymphius, the rest of this coaching staff, which brings again so much experience, to the table here as well. What is it, man? I mean, just to be able to play for such a legendary coach in Coach Nymphius and his expertise, his leadership. Uh, one of the best, to do it here in North Jersey.
Yeah, we are very lucky to have Coach Nymphius and the rest of our coaching staff as our coaches. Not only is Coach Nymphius making every single one of us a better football player, but a better man in
Hmm.
general. Every day, every weekday, we come in at 6 a.m. in the morning and we lift. And it's changed me so much as a person. I've been so much more dedicated, focused, motivated to succeed in sports and in the classroom. Um,
Hmm.
Coach Nymphius wants every single player on the team to be the best man they can be. And
Yeah.
when you have that attitude about life, it translates to the football field. And again, Coach Nymphius and the rest of the coaching staff, Coach Morgan, Coach Quinn, Coach Bucka, Coach Henyon, Coach Aliano, Coach
Yeah.
Alabi, they all have great football minds, and it's an amazing atmosphere. And I'm super lucky to be on this team and have this experience in high school.
Yeah. I mean, it's not easy to keep a staff intact year after year because changes do happen. But the fact is that this core has remained here, and I think that again has benefited the team and the obviously the players as well because they again being able to ask those important questions, being able to receive that guidance in game action practices. It's so valuable here, Eric.
For sure, yeah. Almost all of the coaching staff has remained the same.
Mhm.
Coach Quinn recently came in last year, but he has the
Yeah.
same mindset as everyone else. He wants to grind every single day, wants the team to succeed. So it's been an amazing addition to have Coach Quinn, and it's so impressive and wonderful that Coach Nymphius is able to have this coaching staff stay the same. I mean, clearly Riverdale football is doing something right when
Yeah.
majority of the coaches are staying and looking forward to succeeding every single year.
No, I agree, and the pipeline is strong. I mean, the fact is that talk about even lacrosse, but football as well. That building it up through the junior program, and I'm sure for you, going back to days of DPAC, and then here onto Riverdale. But the fact is that players working their way up, this through the system up the ladder and then being able to again excel here once they get to the high school, whether it's freshman, JV, then obviously eventually varsity as well. I'm sure that's something like you harken back and definitely look back with fond memories. The fact that like where you were able to build those blocks, that foundation as well here, Eric.
Yeah, for sure. Some of the best memories of my life, actually, so far comes from eighth grade lacrosse.
Yeah,
The youth years is when you build your fundamentals and you build the brotherhood with your guys.
yeah,
Especially lacrosse and football, we've built that brotherhood of just playing with our best friends growing up, and we carry that brotherhood into high
hmm,
school sports when it really matters.
yeah,
Um, and we just have this bond of brothers and um yeah, youth sports definitely a big thing. We make sure that it continues to stay important. For lacrosse, our assistant coaches, Coach Knighting, and some of the guys, we go over to the eighth grade practices just to see
hmm,
how it is, help out if needed, because youth
yeah.
sports are definitely very important, big aspect of Riverdale sports.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, just paying it forward, and I mean, I said you were once there, and I'm sure like when you go down there and you see these kids, working as hard as possible, because obviously they want to end up in the spot that you and the rest of the team are at this point. Look, training for football and lacrosse seasons are not easy. I said, I mean, it's got to be 24/7, 365 if you want to be the best, and obviously you've been able to meet that criteria and those expectations. So, I mean, the strength and conditioning, nutrition, mental health. I mean, there's a lot to unpack there, but obviously, I mean, again, seeing what you've been able to accomplish on the football field as well, flying around at that linebacker position. So, very physical sport. You take your bumps and bruises. What's been almost the perfect blueprint for you, said to keep your body in optimal shape here year round here, Eric?
It definitely is a lot. And something that does become like a heavy task is when it is lacrosse season and then we have the football workouts in the morning. But
Hmm.
something that I'm very happy about is that Coach Nymphius, when he runs the workouts, he always has in mind the varsity athletes for the winter sports or the spring sports. So, for example, if it's a lacrosse game day and we have a football lift in the morning, it will
Hmm.
mainly be more mobility work, and stability work, like stretching yourself out, getting yourself ready. So Coach Nymphius definitely helps a lot with the like repairing your body and the nutrition aspects. And then something else personally that I did is I actually joined winter track this year to run
Okay.
distance to stay in shape for the winter time because normally when it's football and lacrosse, I know having a winter off may sound nice to just rest up, but I wanted to
Hmm.
keep things going. I joined winter track and we ran a lot each day. I did the distance part, as I said earlier, and I think that just helped me honestly carry my motives from the fall to the winter to the spring. So it may
Yeah.
sound like I'm adding more to my plate, but I think overall it helped a lot more. And I'm still competing in the winter time, so that overall competition just keep going all year, and I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, it definitely keeps the juices going. The fact that you have no drop off there, and that's again tremendous to hear. Look, you mentioned the brotherhood. Whether football, whether lacrosse. I'm wondering, every time you put that uniform on, football, walking down that pathway, said, running onto the field, it said with the support of the home crowd, student body. Um, what those moments are like, away trips, the bus trips. I mean, those are memories that you will cherish, forever, Eric. I know you got another year under your belt still left, but I'm sure you soak that in every time out.
Yeah, I mean every time we're walking down the field gearing up for a big game,
Yeah,
every time my mind thinks of when I was a little kid. It was the coolest thing in the world seeing the high school players walk down,
yeah,
high-fiving them. And that just gives me motivation to play for the kids, Um, growing up, seeing those Friday night light football games,
yeah.
honestly amazing memories. And right now, it's just I'm so lucky to be able to experience it. It's absolutely electric. Running down on a Friday night, running out,
Yeah.
getting ready to play, Pascack Valley or Paramus.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And I'm really lucky to be experiencing this.
Yeah, I mean, again, I remember covering, freshman and then JV, and then, I mean, again, I mean, no one will ever forget the run, said of the 2024 team. I mean, it just, again, those thrilling, comeback wins over Mendham and then Passaic Valley, and I mean, it's something that I'm sure, obviously, you guys are striving, to meet, to go way and above beyond those, goals and eventually get to a state championship and win, that chip. Hey, what you mentioned, it's just not about being an athlete; it's being a student athlete, and it's just in terms of being organized, having that time management, what again, balancing it out that role is not everyone is cut out for it. What is something for you? Because it's not easy. I mean, with practices, with games, as I said, lips, and then you have to hit the books and then get ready for tests, quizzes, projects. How have you been able to again do that so again seamlessly and just being able to just be that effective as well?
Yeah, academics is something I take pride in, certainly. Um, it does get a lot at times. The good
Hmm.
thing about having sports with school is that when you get home after a long day and you have homework, there's no time to slack off. It's crunch time, you got to get your work done. Many
Yeah,
people may struggle with like procrastination. They have too much time on their hands and they end up not, getting their work done. The good thing about sports is you need to be organized, you need to be dedicated, you need to be focused because you may have just this much of time to focus in and get your work done. So it
yeah,
really keeps you on track. And that's something that both in football and lacrosse, the whole team has. Every single person does their best in school because
yeah.
it correlates that dedication and focus onto the field. Um, and Coach Nymphius and Coach Hammerly emphasize that every single day.
Yeah, no, that's again, that's wonderful to hear. Look, it takes a village in terms of a school, a high school with the administration, athletic department. You have Principal Brian Pepe, Superintendent Dr. James Albro, Athletic Director Mike Toda, and want to give a shout out to the former Athletic Director Dennis Nelson, long time, who did again a marvelous job there, building up the athletic department. Just I mean, just receiving that support, not only for the teams but also for you as well. What have they meant to you, in just in terms of your development and progression here?
A ton. I mean, Dr. Albro, every single time we have a game, he's always asking us about the scouting report, whether it's asking me about football, lacrosse, track, or my friends about wrestling or baseball.
Hmm.
He's always asking, all right, what's the scouting report? How are we going to win this game? He's super
Yeah.
involved. That's amazing. And same thing goes with Mr. Pepe and Mr. Toda and, Mr. Nelson when he was here.
Hmm.
Um, they're all just so invested and they care so deeply about each and every single person
Yeah.
and each team, and it's amazing. It makes the Riverdale atmosphere so much better when every single staff member just cares so much.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. It's an interesting dynamic, and I always ask the athletes about this. You got two towns, Oradell and River Edge, merging together, but again, everybody has made it work, and it fits like a glove. What is that? I mean, just to have the kids from both sides of the town, and just being able to those two towns and be able to make it work again. The fact that everybody just celebrates each other's success. I mean, I'm sure that's something that you guys, I mean, again, those are bonds that, you will carry forever here as well, Eric.
Yeah, that brings me back to youth sports. Back in the day,
Hmm.
we like River Edge and Ordo would be separate, and the
Yeah.
times when we would come together as youth sports, we would.
Yeah.
That's when we started to build our bonds. And once you hit middle school and high school, the whole River Edge, Ordell, it all goes
Yeah.
out the window. We're all just a
Yeah.
bunch of brothers, ready to work together, ready to grind, and we are just one family for sure
Yeah.
underneath Riverdale, and we're just so lucky to have each other.
Yeah, just finding that common ground. I have to ask you about the school spirit because, as you said, there's nothing like Friday night lights, Saturday afternoons. I mean, whether you're home or away, but especially at home, that student section, the way they've been able to rock and just be able to again voice their support for you guys. The enthusiasm. I mean, just is off the charts. They bring their passion, I said every time out. What is it? And then when they start chanting your name, Eric, I'm sure that gives you goosebumps. I mean, just what is it? It chills down your spine. What does that mean? Have meant to you, these first couple years here?
It means so much. I mean, I always just think back to when Pascack Valley scored a touchdown and they're going for the
Yeah,
2 point conversion. I look to
yeah,
my left, I see the student section. It's filled to the brim. It's so loud. I mean,
yeah,
absolute chills and goosebumps.
yeah,
It's such a cool atmosphere, and Riverdale student body does a great job showing that school spirit. Showing out to whether it's a football game or it's the volleyball games. You
yeah.
know, um, Riverdale takes pride in their sports, and it's going to continue to be that way, as it always was, and it's something that we're very fortunate to have.
What is that week leading up to? I had to ask you, when you're during football season, and you're getting ready for a Friday night game, and then obviously Friday hits, but that's just that lead up, and then uh, you have to get obviously. prepared, locked in, for the battle and the task at hand on Friday night. What that entails, for you.
Yeah, something Coach Nymphius always emphasizes is that the practice is more important than the games.
Yeah.
Practice, leading up to it, we have our Mondays, that's like our like input days where we input our new schemes and game plans for the week. And then
Hmm.
the Tuesday, Wednesday, those are our physical practices where we're getting the pads hitting, we're practicing what we've inputted. And then the Thursdays is more of our like reflection days. Sometimes we don't even go out to the field. We just go in a classroom and we'll watch like a video about like being dedicated or being motivated. And we'll review our game plans. The practice is where the game's won or lost. The film study, everything. When once you have so much confidence in the team's game plan,
Hmm.
understanding each player on the other team, um, then once it's the game time, it's just time to go have fun and execute. You don't have to
Yeah.
think; it just becomes a second nature. So something Riverdale football and Riverdale lacrosse emphasizes is getting the work in on the time coming up to the game. So then
Yeah.
once it's time for game time, it's go play.
Yeah. No, definitely. I think that really, is what it's all about. I mean, the fact is that preparation, those practices, I mean, they're intense. You know it better than anybody, and the tight ship that Coach Nymphius runs, and then the fact that time to execute it on Friday night or a Saturday afternoon. Hey, obviously there's so many elements when it comes to playing football, lacrosse, running, winter track, but when it especially with football and lacrosse, what are about those sports that make them so unique? I mean, obviously you've been playing it for a long time. You have the passion. Um, what is it about? I mean, coming back year after year, but again, it can be it's draining. It can be grinding. I mean, you really again you have to be cut from a different cloth, but you've been able to again meet that benchmark. Well, what is it about those sports that again that really separate them from the rest of the pack?
Football is really about the dedication. Sometimes it's a random Tuesday morning, your
Mhm.
5:30 a.m. alarm goes off and you don't want to be there, but you
Mhm.
got a bunch of guys in that room counting on you to be there.
Yeah.
And that dedication builds you to be a great character in life. Lacrosse, sometimes we're running, you don't think you have any more in you,
Hmm.
but your guys start to pick you up. I feel like each unique part about football and lacrosse always relates back to the guys you have around you and the coaches you have. When times get tough, because it does, sometimes it gets draining mentally
Hmm.
and physically. The guys around you pick you up, your coaches pick you up. And at Riverdale, it's evident that we have um, great teammates
Hmm.
and great coaching staff, but definitely football and lacrosse, they are a lot. And Coach Nymphius always says he never told us it's going to be easy, but he tells us that it's going to be worth it. And I
Yeah.
think about that a lot. It's very true. Um, it's
Hmm.
it's not easy, but it's definitely worth it.
Yeah.
Working hard every single day. I mean, for those Friday night lights, like we were
Oh
talking
yeah.
about.
Again, I think that's the ultimate goal is to be on that field and wearing that uniform, that helmet, and again be able to take the field with your brothers and showcase your talent. I love it in the background there with the football and your name. So I definitely, I'm sure that's something you enjoy waking up to every single day. Look, you need support not only from your teammates and coaches, but family, friends, the community. I wanted to ask you, especially about your family, what they've meant to you here, Eric, in your athletic and academic journey at River Dell High School.
Yeah, my family means everything, and my family definitely. Oh my gosh, I can't even thank them enough. They want what's best for me. They help me so much in school, sports. I'm very lucky to have my parents and my siblings. My brother played Riverdale football here um,
Mhm.
a while back, but yeah, he was an amazing role model for football. And my parents, they didn't really know too much about lacrosse. When I
Mhm.
decided to join it in sixth grade, they were supportive. Every time I might have a bad game or even a good game. Again, they're bringing me back to that ground level, like to
Yeah.
that moment. Super lucky to have my family, honestly.
Yeah, that's great to hear. Hey, before you get the final word here, Eric, you mentioned youth sports. A lot of kids at these games, whether it's football, lacrosse, yeah, even winter track, but especially the football season, looking up to you guys as the role models. I'm wondering, you know how competitive it is. I mean, that's now with social media, there's so much out there. I mean, I had people trying to, move up to the top of the mountain and the ladder. I'm wondering what you would say to them just in terms of just trying to find what sport they're good at, and just how to sometimes navigate these, turbulent waters. They can be uncharted at times, and just trying to be successful at what they do.
Yeah, definitely. As a kid, play a ton of sports. See what you like, see what you're good
Hmm.
at, see what you enjoy. Have those friendships. That's definitely when you're a kid is just to try or honestly everything out. See what you like, and then I would say as time goes on, once you find your sports like that you're really focused in on, that's when the grind starts. But it should be a fun grind. Um, just playing with your friends. Like when you're a kid and you're playing in the backyard, you're playing football with your friends, you're playing at DPAC, you're playing lacrosse, whatever. I mean, you get so much better when you're doing that. You don't even know it. You're just having a
Yeah,
great time with your friends. That just builds so much. And every time I play a football game and I see those little kids watching, it's a full circle moment. I just remember
yeah,
myself thinking those high school kids were the coolest people in the world, and it
yeah.
just put so much fire underneath me to play so hard for them.
Yeah, I mean those again are Uh, just amazing memories. Because I remember driving by and like, it's all season, seeing how many kids are playing out there. Like, but the thing is that they're doing it for the love of game. I mean, they're doing it because they enjoy it. It's not like, a job. It's something that they, you know, want to be a part of. They're with their best friends, and I've heard that common thread year after year. And the fact is that these are friendships, relationships that will carry well beyond the playing field, and that's the thing that you guys have each other's backs, and that's again when you come down to community, and that's building up, as said, that school spirit. There's nothing better than that, Eric.
For sure. And every coach that I've had says that their lifelong relationships come from sports. I mean,
Hmm.
really, it's one of the only times when you're with people that and you're picking them up. Times get really hard. You're with them all the time. You see their face all the time.
Yeah.
Um, those brotherhood and strong relationships come from sports. And like you said, when you're younger, just playing for the love of the game,
Hmm.
that's what it really all comes
Yeah.
down to. Honestly, like it's so awesome when you see kids just playing, having fun, and that's the mindset you should have when it comes game time. You're all
Yeah.
prepared, you're ready to go. Now it's just time to go have some fun.
That's true. Okay, Eric, you get the final word here. Obviously, for family, friends, teammates, uh, River Dell High School, student body administration, athletic departments, towns of Oradell, River Edge. Wanted to give you the floor. I know you got one more year left, but I'm sure there are a lot of people you want to thank at this point here, Eric.
Yeah, definitely. I want to thank my family for always being there for me. I want to thank my coaches in lacrosse, Coach Hamley, Coach Knighting, Coach Manning, Coach Oberlander, always pushing me to be the best lacrosse player and person I could be. My football coaches, Coach Nymphius, um, Coach Quinn, Coach Morgan, Coach Bucka, Coach Henyon, and anyone else on the staff. And also, I just want to thank my teammates and my friends for having this brotherhood, always picking each other up when we're down, and grinding together. So I want to thank all of them, and I really appreciate them.
Sounds good. Hey, Eric, a true honor and privilege being able to speak with you. Again, about your athletic academic journey at Riverdale High School, especially on the lacrosse and football teams. And your commitment to Drew University. I'm s- you still have a lot, as in terms of achievements here the rest of the season in varsity lacrosse, and then obviously coming up in your senior year. And again, wishing you continued success here.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.